through the fires of a culture that praises the unrighteous and celebrates mediocrity. It's time for a new age, when power to tell stories of the future will be in the hands of the people. Rise up! Become the culture! Hail the Iron Age!
Yo, what up, playa? Yo, Brian, how's it going in the great land of Florida? You know what really pisses me off about that? Nothing against Florida. Florida's fine, never been there. But people always compare Florida to Hawaii and Maui specifically, and I'm like, have you been to Maui? No shot, bro. No shot. Yeah, no, the weather in Hawaii is perfect year round, whereas in Florida it turns into hurricanes and it's hot as Satan's anus up there. Yo, what's up, Tim? Got mead for all. Wait, we got to do this right. Mead for all. Mr. Andrew.
Mr. Andrew Campbell, welcome to the stream from the land upside down. Yes, thank you for joining us.
There so is humidity in Hawaii. Oh, Andrew, I know where you were. You were probably on the strip on Oahu. Yeah, that it's it's famous for a lot of stuff and including that. Yeah, but like that's the difference between the islands. Go to Oahu, it's like party central, dude. It is wild out there. And then you go to like Hawaii, there's almost no people. It's the green island that you see in Jurassic Park most of the time. And then you go to Maui and it's like very dry and spread out and very good for like families and it's a very different vibe. I haven't been to the Big Island since I was a kid, so I can't really say. Brian says my family island hopped and did the spots 2 years ago. Oh, nice. Did you have a favorite? I'm curious. Yeah, on ABC every 10 minutes, all Australian and yeah, yep. I remember when the Japanese whenever something really bad happens in Japan and they stop coming to Hawaii, it tanks part of the economy at least for a little bit. A month all in. That's pretty wild, dude. Yeah, I've spent up to about 5 or 6 weeks since I moved away. But yeah, Florida has sinkholes and Hawaii has volcanoes. There are many differences, but that's why it pisses me off when people compare the two, Tim. The black. Oh, okay, good. It's safe. The black sand beaches. Yes, you did. You did. It made me think of Wainapa Napa State Park on the road to Hana, whatever that means. The road to Hana is such a scam now. It used to be genuinely difficult, like for most vehicles to travel, and now the entire thing is paved. Tour buses of almost every size can travel all the way around Hana side, or south, so Hana side of Maui, and it's not even close now. It's such a scam, dude. But yeah, no. So today I figured I'd take a look at maybe a couple of videos, but starting with my most viewed video on my channel, which is Lahaina Fire Disaster Day 2, Recovery and Loss. About 40,000 views. I uploaded over a year ago. Rented a Jeep. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Like if you, depending on what island you're on, there are always places to go. But like for main roads, go to Maui and go Kahakaloa way around the head of the island. So you have the body, you have the head over here. So drive Kahakaloa way either direction. You'll still get some of those famous roads that are nonsense.
Maji-Chan, welcome to the chat.
Hawaii has a beach that is green from a summit. Yeah. No, they have black, green, red sand. It's all sorts of stuff over there. And then you go to Maui, go on the north side, go to Big Beach. Big Beach is really nice because right next to it, over a rock outcropping, is Little Beach. As a child, I saw a whole bunch of people climbing over or going around this really big rock formation. And on Big Beach, the sand is the softest sand on the planet. It feels like you're walking on flower petals that are warmed in the sun. Dude, it's unreal. It feels incredible. And so I saw all these people going there as a young lad, maybe 11 or 12. And so I'm like, all right, I'll go follow over and see what they're doing. I'm walking over that way, and my dad stopped me. He's like, hey, or he didn't even stop. He just called out, hey, Christian, come here. I'm like, all right, what's up? Come over. You know where they're going? No. It's called Little Beach. I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. Why did you stop me? He's like, because it's the last nude beach on the island. In the islands, actually, in total. I'm like, oh, right. 12, yeah, nope, not for me. Turned around, didn't have that experience at that age anyway, but yeah, no, they have fire festivals and dancing at night and a whole bunch of stuff. That was a test in my early relationship. But anyway, here we are. Hawaii has a beach. Yeah, green from the precious gem. Yeah, we did that. My 8-year-old kept calling out Coca-Cola way. Brian, I don't blame you, man. That's really funny. That's really cute. During the disaster, when we had to, like, the cops almost wouldn't let us go around that way because where my grandma lives, there still isn't an address in Honokohau Valley there. And they said, oh, you can't even give us an address. You can't go around. I'm like, F it. I'll walk from, like, mid-island, or the other side, as we call it, when you're on the west side. I'll walk there, like, 17 miles in the dark because my grandma had dementia. I needed to make sure she was okay. Luckily, we found a police chief who was able to let us go. But let's see. Tim Allen, the ultimate kahuna. Did you ever get the chance to take your kids to the Catskill Mountains in summer and ride a creek in a tube for a couple miles? Oh, we have, Tim. We haven't done the whole floating thing with my boys because they're still fairly young. But my oldest maybe could. He's not really interested in swimming, and he's not a strong swimmer yet. That's kind of the main thing that I've been waiting up on. For people more geographically aware than me, where are the Catskill Mountains again? Are those like some of those East Coast baby mountains that us West Coasters laugh at, or is that something else? Just let me know. But yeah, no. When we got to drive Kahakaloa way, there was traffic going two directions, and a lot of it, and that's a really really big problem because some of those roads, when they say one lane, they mean like one European car, not American car, as in like your tire will be part way off. And so I drove by a car with my tire was about 3 inches off the edge of the cliff there with about a 60-70 foot drop, and the other car was so close that I could lean over and kiss the driver on the other side. That's how close it was. Let's see. Huna, what's up? You sound quiet. Oh, my computer keeps messing with me. Hold on, let me fix this. Yeah, see, this is nonsense. How about that? Is that better, guys? See, my computer does this automatically. I'm not sure entirely why that is. All right. Yeah, tell me, guys, tell me if that's a little bit better. Let's see. The elderly mountains in New York. Tubing is so much fun. Snorkeling. I don't snorkel in river. I've never gone snorkeling in a river. I mean, I suppose there's nothing wrong with it. I've never thought to try it. And most of the rivers where we go tubing or floating, it's not really a float. It's more equivalent to a rapid most of the time. It just depends. I mean, I suppose there's the Yakima, but that river's kind of nasty. It's not really for me. West Coast mountains are millions of years younger than the. Yeah, and bigger, Tim. Size does matter. Like that old 2000 Godzilla commercial. Sounds fine. Too loud? Of course I'm too loud now. I'll turn in my input down just a little bit. There we go. That should work. All right, let's bring this puppy over here. Now this I'm going to be addressing a whole bunch of stuff, so if you guys have any questions along the way, just let me know. Florida's tall. Yeah, that's I think the closest thing you guys have to a mountain is just that one really tall palm tree for no reason. All right, let's see. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit here. Yeah, let's see if we go like this. Oh wait, no, I don't want to do that here. Yeah, let me. Wrong page. Let's see. Okay, yeah, here we go. There we go. All right. Ignore all the David Bennington nonsense on the side here. What is paradise, I thought? What did I tell him? Maui no ko'oi. Which means Maui is the best. Yeah, nope. I tried to like and heart any comment that people left that was heartfelt and kind just because it was an important thing to me. Magnesium oxide. Thank you. Prayers. Yep. Love all that. And here, oh yeah, this name. Get a load of this name. Welcome to the Fourth Reich. This guy said more like the hashtag, the ultimate monomokokai, which translates into fatty fish or something close to that. This is that famous comment I've talked about a couple of times where they just decided to insult me in my own language. It's pretty good. Now, truth be told, I don't know Hawaiian that well. I know a couple of words, and I could kind of figure things out. I can figure out pronunciation better than most people, but it's not there, man. It's not there. Well, the last major ice sheet sheared off 1/3 of the mountains on the East Coast, and you can see the scars to this day. Yeah, we have scars too, man. We have areas of flat desert in eastern Washington and certain areas further down into Oregon where it's nothing but flat and then just this dive, like 1,000-foot drop into nothing. And it just comes out of nowhere, and it's pretty cool. No, I like that. AC is such a bro. Yeah. Wait, are they doing a video right now? Here we go. My number one favorite food thing about Hawaii is every gas station has 30 flavors of poke. Yeah. Hey, Maji. Yeah, no, I'm doing good. It sounds like everyone else is doing pretty good. Yeah, AC, what did you do? What did you do to get their attention? Little grifter, all this in bad faith, talking about how your stream's always better. Okay, but back to it here. Yeah, so the ultimate monomokokai. And I love this comment. I'm like, I know this has something to do with fish. So I looked it up. I'm going to heart it. Why not? I think that's pretty funny. And yeah, what did I say? Oh, thank you, my friend. Yeah. I did find it funny at the time, even though he's trying to insult me. I kind of wondered if it was like a family member or someone just like effing with me, but I don't think so. Glad you and your family are okay. I feel there are evil powers that did this. It's just weird to see so many videos with blue cars that did not even burn. I even found a video of a blue truck and motorcycle that not burned. Look for Tyler Oliveira video, you'll see. Yeah, so this is something we're going to see come up again and again here. And that is talking about the blue things didn't burn. They were using weapons, what do you call it? Lasers. Yeah, directed energy weapons. That's what they were called. Yeah, let's see. Total dog, oi oi oi. Spam is a gift from the gods. When I crap you not, when I am there every single day, I get spam musubi. Every single day. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I may die if I live there, but AC, your song woke me up. I'm doing push-ups just to come. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, AC's been working hard on that album. It's coming out pretty good. Let's see. I cooked pineapple with spam and lime and yeah, it can. I'm always careful about mixing pineapple with stuff. Honestly, pineapple for me is best when it's just on its own. Or like maybe cooked with a piece of meat on like a skewer or something. That's pretty good. Post this event, wife and I ordered blue metal. Yeah, maybe not. But I will address this because this is very it's not how do I explain this? It's not all nonsense, but it is misrepresented as to the facts. So even in video, you'll see, like if you watch a video or if I have the raw footage, you can see there are lots of vehicles and other random objects in between burned things that are not blue and also didn't burn. Coincidence? I think not. Well, let's see. Where are the children of Maui, Hawaii? Why is it being ignored? Yeah, no. A lot of people were missing and they were not reporting the numbers even as they knew them at the time. There was a very substantial restriction of information coming out of Maui on the west side at the time. I made a whole video with or I helped write a video for Ricky Rat that he posted using humor and such to address many of the problems that we had over there. But yeah, no, the firefighters, they stopped the fire earlier in the day, and because the wind was weird, it was coming from the wrong direction, a direction it rarely comes through in Lahaina, because Lahaina, historically, its ancient name was, it translates roughly to Valley of the Winds, and we never understood it because the wind almost always comes from the ocean side. It's a trade wind, comes in very consistently during the day, a certain direction. And that day it was going through a valley, one of the upper valleys on the volcano there, and coming down. And so it was really, really different. So the firefighters, they stopped the fire, and then the chief said, "Oh, well, we did our job. We're gonna go home." A bunch of the firefighters were like, "Well, I don't know, man. This wind is bad. We know how dry Lahaina is. Let's stick around and make sure it doesn't catch fire." Nope, we did our job, and he forced them to go home. And then the fire started again, and that's just one of many, many things. Well, let's see. But yeah, check out that Ricky Rat video. There's a really bad joke about using Joe Biden to find the missing children in that. But yeah, let's see. I am so grateful for people like you who are posting what you have seen. Thank God you were able to make it to your grandmother and take care of her. I'm like everyone else, seeing all the blue that didn't burn, and I noticed your grandmother's blue insulated drink cup sitting beside her. No, it wasn't in the fire. Okay, fine. I'm going to address this now. Again, there were many, many things of various colors in very odd places that did not burn. This fire was hot enough to melt the aluminum block in engines. It was hot enough to shatter and crack the concrete like a dried up desert riverbed. It was hot enough to melt steel beams holding up steel structures, melt them into puddles on the ground, and to bend them over and disfigure them like you wouldn't believe. And then you'd see cars, like one here burned, like almost bumper to bumper, like 8 inches or less. Burn, not burn, burn. And so it's very weird how many things did and didn't burn. Like as you get away from the fire, you'll see whole neighborhoods that are completely disintegrated to ash. And then there's just one property. It looks like nothing ever happened. It was really, really eerie. And then the same thing later. You get into neighborhoods where it's mostly not burned, and then just like one house is burned and gone completely, like all the way down to the foundation, which is partially crumbled due to the heat. And that's what we were working on. Okay, let's focus. Let's see what you guys were saying. Wow, you guys are active tonight. Thanks for popping in, guys. I really appreciate it. Let's see. There's been videos proving that it's true. I wish I got there are things, AC, but there were also many blue things that did burn. That is a fact because I was there and I saw it. I'm not dismissing it entirely, but it's not this prevalent thing that people are pretending that it is. And like there are videos out there of the directed energy weapons in Lahaina. First of all, they're not in Lahaina. I don't know what they are, but they're not even in the right location. So all of that was nonsense. But I mean, the house has a roof. Pineapple is hands down my favorite. Yeah, I really like pineapple. The best, like Maui Gold used to be the best, and now there's only a few select people who grow it. Above where my grandma lives in Honokohau, there were entire fields. Like I'm talking, like we got, like my buddy and I got in our truck and we drove through the fields for like about 18, 19 minutes at a good clip, and we never saw the end of them. That's how long the pineapple fields were on an island where there's not that much space. It was pretty remarkable. Spam. Used to watch the. Yeah, I've wondered about that. It's been addressed partially by a lot of people, but a lot of people who cover every single thing also add in a lot of the conspiracy stuff. So that was kind of the trick. I was trying not to address. I was trying to address what I could verify being there, and then not talk about things where it was speculation. But the problem is there's so many things in a row that sound like conspiracy theories, but they are confirmed 100% real, and it's just BS. Leaving Lahaina, the cops did try to direct traffic. They blocked certain roads to try to direct traffic, and that caused families to burn alive in their exploding vehicles. The people jumped into the ocean and boiled alive. That's how hot it was. They would go through and deal with that. A friend of my dad's and a friend of his and ours, he was living above one of the art galleries there, and when he woke up in the middle of fire, so he came down and saw all the people. He hopped on his motorcycle and drove 80 miles per hour down the sidewalk, which I can't believe because it's not a straight shot. There's stuff everywhere. And he still caught on fire leaving town. That's how bad it was. My dad's buddy, a good friend of mine, I won't spout his name here, but he lost every physical possession he owned. And when he was leaving town, he saw all the people and where they were being directed. And he said, no, I'm not going to do that. He turned around and against all reason, he drove towards the fire and was able to get out of town. And so that's what happened with him. Steel. Oh, no. Steel can melt. Steel can melt. It was like aluminum melts at a very, very hot temperature, and it looked like a river. It looked like the T-1000 in Terminator 2 when he's in his liquid form. That's what it looked like, just everywhere on the river, on the road. It was unbelievable. Yep. Nope. The steel burned and everything collapsed. It was something. Yeah. Let's see. Fun facts. LOL. She likes Jewish space lasers. Wait, actually, do I have that on here? Let me see if I have that. Let me see. Oh no, I don't have Jewish space lasers. Oh well. How about a little
Excellent.
All right, let's see. She wants a 2-laser solution. Facts. I know about steel. Yeah, AOC does. I should have that clip of her yelling Jewish space lasers. I had the video was from Star Wars. One of the cannons had the Jewish flag on it. I wish I still had it. You're not Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, I'll do my best, Herman, but it was a pretty harrowing thing, man. At some point, I might break down every conspiracy, not that thing that was confirmed at 100% true while I was there. All right, let's see here. I see really large transmitter towers. Is that 5G? Are those 5G towers in the middle of the scorched earth? Some of the rims on the cars melted into pools of aluminum while not even 10 feet away from green grass. Yeah, it was like that. Some stuff would be burned and other stuff wouldn't. But it wasn't. There wasn't really a pattern to it for the most part. That was kind of the problem. Oh, you just put 3 dots at the end to make it look like there was more. Thank you for that. The car the car didn't burn that was blue. Yep, all the hearts and that. Thank you for giving us a close review. Sorry about your grandmother's office. Yes, that is something too. I was very grateful that it wasn't that her office. She wasn't living in town. She hasn't lived in town since maybe the 1970s, and I was very grateful that she had a place well outside of town that she was living. Unfortunately, decades of original artwork, artifacts beyond beyond. I don't even know how you would calculate how much they would cost on the collector's market. Some of those Ni'i Hao shell necklaces, they're very rare and they're very hard to make, like Ni'i Hao lei necklaces. And some of the, like, I've seen them, ones of that age and that quality, I've seen them go between 20 and 40,000 easy. And she had multiple of those. She had like hundreds of thousands in cash. She had, when we were going through her office, we found a bunch of old like jewelry and such that was all just burned to a crisp. Some of it we kind of cleaned up, but it would take thousands of dollars in a professional to get anywhere near a restoration, and I don't think it'll ever quite be the same. We did find a lot of her silver and gold, and that's something I'm comfortable sharing at this point. I do think someone stole some of it. We had a whole bag of gold coins, and I think somebody might have grabbed it at some point. Now let's see what we got here. I feel better seeing the hedge here. I do too. Jewish space lasers can't burn blue. It's like the Thanos meme. Perfectly balanced. Red, passion, fires. White, purity. Blue, absorbs Jewish. AC with the symbolism. It's beautiful.
The hedge abides.
AC is mead worthy. Smoke worthy. Are we just gonna just be like pounding down mead and token up? Is that what we're doing here? All right, let's see. And you really need to be wearing respirators. There's a lot of toxic material left over from a fire. You don't need cancer and fire. Yeah, dude, it was. I had to put out a fire by hand. It was twice. Just walking back and forth from the office to the car. And there's an old telephone pole with a transformer. And when I was passing by on the way there, the first time I was like, oh, that doesn't look good. I'll have to keep an eye on that. I came back. Sure enough, the fire had started again. And so I went over with I didn't even have a shovel. So I just used my shoe covered feet and my hands and covered it with dirt and stamped it out. And I was able to get it before it got any bigger. But it was just like, fire is the last thing we freaking need right now. Yo, John, what's up, man? Sounds like that's what's up. Chat's getting hazy, brother. It's 420. All y'all baptism worthy. Let's get drunk, high, and holy. We could hang out. What was the dad's name in the first record of the Paladins? Oh, what's his name? Brian, remind me. I can't smell this. Yeah. No, I understood, man. Understand. John, this is an important question. Do the orcs have space lasers too, or are they resistant to something? And again, I told you this comment would come up again and again. The thing that was blue
didn't burn.
And there's another blue car not burned. Another video showed that, yeah. Again, I've addressed this. There were a lot of things of various colors not burned. I don't attribute much to it because I was there. I looked at everything. My mom got a hold of that theory later, and she kind of bought into it. But I have video footage, guys. Yeah. Yo, guilty, Garen. Thank you. Yeah, I would get a drink with Garen, Brian. Yo, guilty, just popping in to say hi. There we go. Also, I always forget how his name is spelled. That doesn't help me either, but all right, let's see. Sorry about what happened to everyone there. It seems pretty miraculous that anything survived the inferno. I'm glad you were able to still recover a few things that were important to your grandmother. Yeah, we were able to do a few things, but I think maybe the biggest loss, besides like the monetary value and her, it was a safe space for her because she lives so remote. Having a place with air conditioning on Maui, like a place where she could come into town, where she could get mail, pay bills, have electricity that isn't dependent on a questionable solar system. It was a pretty valuable thing to have at the time, and so she lost a space that's safe for her, to like a reason to go into town and visit. She lost all of her original artwork for like decades worth of artwork. And yeah, it was a space that there one of my videos has a picture of her just sitting in a chair that survived somehow in the rubble, just observing us going through. I had pants on, I had shoes, like boots, and I got pieces of metal that were still hot days later and just poking through and stabbing me. And yeah, that commenter from earlier is probably right. The smoke was not great, dude. I had to step out a couple of times. I used a shirt as a respirator a few times, but truth is, like with those kind of respirators, they don't do as much as they should. And and that's the thing too. People were aware of that. They were pretty much all gone by the time we got there, just like the next day. All right, subbed. My life has been truly changed by the impact of survivors' stories. I'm living life fully now. I have finally understood what everyone was saying. All we have is each other, wishing you the best. And that was a really heartening thing to hear, because there was the level of tragedy was so it was so like tragedy happens all over the world, but sometimes it takes it happening to someone you know for it to really impact you the same way. You can't care about everything about everyone, because I think that's a road that leads to madness. But what do you guys think? Hell yeah, Tim, they definitely do. Wife wants waffles after. Yeah, she ain't wrong, man. Holy shit, bro! We cracked the code. The Ultramarines are blue. Everyone needs to read Sorrow, Memory, and Thorn series by Tad Williams. I've heard, yeah, I think I have a couple of books by Tad Williams. I do need to read them. I'm working my way through Stormlight Archive again, in anticipation of the 5th book, Wind and Truth, and I'm also going through the Wheel of Time for the first time. So maybe not a big series right now. Besides those two, let's see, book 3 is over 1,000 pages. That's a thick boy. Thick boy. Waffles, bacon, coffee. Put a little creamer in that coffee. I'm not a savage. And a heart. No, not a heart. What? There are 900 million ways to have your egg. There are 2 ways that are bad. Boiling them in a bag, scrambled, or a hard-boiled egg. Or a deviled egg, which is like hard-boiled with the other things that I hate. There are any other way, eggs are prime. But though, like, why would you, dude? A boiled egg? I'm so disappointed. So disappointed. Due to how the magic system in 40K works, AC, you're kind of right. Like, red vehicles go faster for the orcs because they believe they go faster, and blue is a stealthy color, so they think that camouflages them, and so it kind of does. That's kind of how orcs are the most psychically effective race in the galaxy. That's why that's one of the reasons they're dangerous. Yeah, it took me a second to get into it, Tim, I'll be honest, but like book 3 is really good when it starts getting really good. Book 4, 5, and 6, I'd give like a 9.5 or higher out of 10, and that's a really high score for me. Justin. I'm disappointed. Oh, wait. Justin says, love deviled eggs.
That just makes you a beta cuck.
But yeah, let's see. I pray the local U.S. people will continue to pull together and support you folks. I don't rely on anyone from the government. Yeah. The U.S. government is sending billions to they're not unknown foreign entities. We know who they are. With zero accountability, we U.S. citizens do not matter to the government, but we are but a nuisance to them. I hate to agree, but I absolutely do. It is like this particular event was one of the most heinously handled I'd ever seen. It's so much that like anyone who believes that this was an orchestrated event that was planned, I can't disagree with you. I don't have a 100% guaranteed answer, yay or nay, but there's so much evidence that it would coincidence doesn't begin to cover everything that went wrong, because it was all like stuff that was all human choices that led to what happened, and it being as bad as it was. I'll go, like I said, I'll go through a list here in just a little bit. I have there are 15. I've been telling people there are 14. Have I been wrong? Wait, are you counting the prequel? Are you counting the prequel? Anyway. Dude, devil, no!
There are no deviled eggs around. No deviled eggs are allowed in this chat. We don't want any beta cucks here, do we?
Alright, Wheel of Time grade, then it's rough for 3 books. Justin, you've read Wheel of Time? How? You're a slow reader, man. Alright, coincidence theory. No, it's not it was not like the things I'll talk about were things that were confirmed by eyewitness, by me, by people I know, by people I talked to, by people who were there. How do you feel that Hawaii is about 10,000 miles and Haiti is about 10,000 miles and the island that is not a US state? Haiti is a mess, dude. It is a freaking mess. I have mixed, Brian, I'll tell you, I have mixed feelings about it. Because I am not a proponent of big government in most things. So, on one hand, is it unfair that Hawaii was basically ignored while we sent billions to Ukraine and we're supporting a bunch of Haitians coming over the border and getting money and benefits when they're not US citizens, and a lot of them are causing crimes and allegedly guaranteed eating animals, pets. It's not fair, but on the other hand, I don't think the U.S. government should be giving anybody any money in this situation. That's how I feel. And so, yeah, if you want a more elaborate answer, ask a more specific question, and I'll answer that as best I can. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, yep. Okay. Please make a detailed footage on all objects that are the color blue. I'll be honest, I got tired of reading about the blue stuff because I was there at the time. I'll give you a heart now. Why not? No, you talking about blue. You don't deserve a heart. This video shows the truth and what really happened. You're Lauren 6432. You're linking other people's crap on my video. Okay, you guys can watch it. I'm not going to watch it. I believe you are the ultimate kahuna. I had a blind dog too. Wasn't easy. Oh, he's talking about my grandmother's blind dog. That's right. I was like, what does that have to do with a fire? Evely says, I'm making fun of people who don't ask questions. I did not read Wheel. Wife did. And she's a nerd. I assume her judgment is good. You know, Justin, after thinking about it, that makes a lot of sense. Your wife is the big reader, not so much you. But you're doing great. Keep reading, man. It's going good. Sausage, bacon. Dude, I have dinner here, but it's like cold and dude, I'm getting hungry now. This ain't fair. Every time I bought a new book to the Wheel of Time, I went back to book 1 and went through. Tim, you are a madman. That's a commitment, man. I do that with some books, but not Wheel of Time is long, and I maybe it's because I didn't get into it. Maybe like less than a year ago was when I started. Don't get me started on Springfield. My dad was born there. First-hand witnesses to the cat BQs are my cousins. Who do you all think I'm trusting? Cat BQs. That's so bad, dude. Oh, it's like between that and watching like a bunch of the immigrants like beat the crap out of like just innocent people in Europe. It's Twitter. I need to get off Twitter for a while, man. I'll be honest. But yeah, no, he's referencing my grandmother's blind dog. That dog is still alive, and it has no reason to be. Truth be told, I would not despair its ascent once it passes. I think it would be good for some people. Let's see. Thank you for posting this. Please take care of yourself as you take care of others. Cat Lady, I did try to do that. It was pretty tough. I prayed every morning. I put myself in a mental space to be able to handle what was going on. I comforted friends. I like one night I just spent maybe 3 hours driving around with a friend, Tongan friend of mine who lives over there. She lost more than anyone else I knew personally, and was close with. Yeah, just like multiple family members. It's unbelievable, man. Sorry, it's hard to talk about. This was planned. No alarm, no water, no firefighters. People stopped by police trying to evacuate. Schools were closed and the children were home with their pets all gone. This is mass unaliving. Yeah, Lauren, it's really hard to say that's not true. Let's go through her list. No alarm. The person in charge of the alarm system said, this is what they said. They prevented it from being activated. I was afraid that it would send people towards the fire. And so they turned it off. No water. The person in charge of the water system admitted on TV that they turned off the water because it was not meant for putting out fires. It was Hawaiian sacred water, and it would be contaminated. People burned alive in their cars, in their homes. I saw stuff. Even like stuff they didn't want me to see. Friends drove by vehicles with families screaming. And someone turned off the freaking water during a fire. No firefighters. Yeah, like I said, the firefighters were there earlier in the day. The police or the fire chief resigned after this because he insisted that they go home when 3 or 4 of the firefighters wanted to stay and as a preventative measure. And he forced them to go home. Schools were closed and children were at home because it's not right, but because of how it is over there culturally and economically, kids over there, when they're at home, they're probably by themselves. And a lot of them were. That's why there were so many missing kids. It's not rocket science, man. Almost every boat that was in Lahaina Harbor, out in the water, almost all of those burned too. But yeah, let's move on. Let's read a couple more comments here. Let's see. Granted, most of my family, man. I got into the series when it first came out, replaced my paperbacks with hardcover. Did you get the dragon, the white and red dragon, cover set that forms like the Wheel of Time with the dragon? I know like every booktuber who like that series has it, but it looks so good, dude. If I could do it, I would definitely buy that, lock that down right away. Florida benefits from being landlocked is when a hurricane hits, the help is simply Yeah, I mean, Brian, I will say that. How do I say? You guys get hurricanes more often. And it does devastate certain communities over there, and some areas in the state are like below sea level or level with or at sea level, which is wild. But in Hawaii, a small change can cause a huge effect very, very quickly. That's the nature of islands and island chains. Like when originally they brought over mongoose to hunt and kill the rat population that was getting out of control. So anyone want to take a guess what the problem with bringing mongoose to hunt rats is? I'll let you guys ponder and come up with an answer. There is Florida, New York, and there is a Florida and New York, and it's a small hamlet. I've heard of that, yeah. Tim, is it a staging ground for all retirees prepping to move here? Oh, it seems like it could. No, but I got the coffee table book about Wheel of Time that came out halfway through the series. Yeah, no, that I've seen those. I've seen it. I haven't read it. It looks pretty cool. Just outside an Amish community. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the mongoose and the mongoose are they're awake during the day, and the rats are awake and active during the night, or maybe it was the reverse of that. I can't remember. No. Just the mongoose and rats were not awake at the same time, so they never interacted. Well, it's kind of tricky, Hunter, because or Herman, because over there, all of those trees and plants, almost all of them were brought in. There are very few native animals, there are very few native plants, and even fewer native animals. In fact, some of the native animals are extinct, and there's one that's just a tiny type of white and black snake. I've only seen it one time. There aren't really snakes in Hawaii, but yeah. I've even seen the silver. Oh, what do you call? I think it's a silver spear. It's a type of plant that, like, there are blue ones that grow on other volcanoes around the world, but Mount Haleakala is the only volcano in the world that has a silver variety. How often do they bloom? They only bloom like maybe once every 8 years or something, or even longer. It's crazy. But yeah, let's see. I doubt there will be any homeless from the cooked out houses because they were unalived in the fire. Years the homes spared might become homeless from the government mandate due to no infrastructure and all the yeah. Those cell towers are massive and didn't melt there were some buildings in the middle of town where everything else is burned to the ground or tipping over, and they're fine. Like, some look like they're ash covered, but completely unburned. It's crazy. Let's see. Okay, it's midnight. Good night. Read my books. Looking at you, Hedge. Read Brian's books. Buy the Hedge's books. It's all good. Thanks for coming by, Brian. I appreciate it. God bless you, man. Have a good night. Woo! All right, let's see. When all is said and done, send home all illegal, undocumented immigrants. Not super relevant in Hawaii, but especially in this regards to this fire video. But I appreciate your passion. Let's see. Christy Black 4789. I've been to Hawaii 3 times. You can always tell when it's someone who did not grow up in the age of the internet, because they always just have like their base name as their username. I've been to Hawaii 3 times, and it's always been specifically to Maui, an island that I fell in love with the very first time. I stayed mostly stayed in Kihei and Wailea, but also in Lahaina too. It's an amazing paradise of an island, and clearly meant for the locals to thrive there too. It's sick and sadistic what greedy scumbags do to mankind, animal kind, and ecosystems bestowed to all of us. Thank you for sincerely sharing the truth on Halo ground. I think you meant hollow ground. May the Most High God of all creation quickly restore these abundant lands and return them back into the sacred people and animal kingdom, not the corporate monopolies that destroy everything they control. That brings up another point. There, months and months and months before the fire, the governor of Hawaii was part of a team that was proposing to make Lahaina one of the first 15-minute smart cities. The one where you don't need a vehicle or a bike. Anything you need, you can walk to in 15 minutes. Everything would be monitored. It's basically dystopian, and I'm amazed that people are just okaying this. Have you guys heard of this? Because it's something that they talked about, and they talked about turning Lahaina into that, but the problem was there's a whole bunch of people who live there, and it's an old town, an antique town, an old whaling town, truth be told, and it's just not. There a lot of work would have to be done. It doesn't do much for people with the conspiracy theories. Yeah, that stuff is wild in a terrible way. The Nutria destroys swamplands. In Cajun country, in the bayous of LA, there are invasive rodent called Nutria that are cooked up. Is that true? Is it just a rat? Like, we have rats in Hawaii, then some of them are huge, dude. I've heard them fighting at night. I even have a story about it on my channel. And dude, if you're in the dark, it sounds like 2 Rottweilers going at it, and you can't see it. It's terrifying. So progressive. Yeah, Herman, Hawaii is one of the most liberal states in the union. It's just small and doesn't have as much impact as the others. That's why you don't hear about it in comparison to like New York, Pennsylvania, LA, California, the whole thing, or even like Washington with Seattle. Their state is the biggest proponent state of the living wage, like legislation they're trying to push forward, where you just get a wage for existing, regardless of whether you choose to work or not. They and any good thing they've ever had, they have they've allowed environmentalists to shut down. Now, there is actually a historical how to explain this? There's a slight historical precedent for Hawaiians being more liberal. Hear me out. Because of how the islands were run before the US took over, everybody had it wasn't like, oh, every man is his own man, individuals. Everything was for the people, for the community, for the most part. And so that's how things operated. And so when the government took over, it just the way that it kind of naturally went. That, and then liberal-minded parties tend to take things away from other people, and that's we took the land away from them. That's kind of how that worked. Now let's see. Also, haven't mentioned yet. Awesome shirt. My heart goes out to you, man. Such a good dude. Sucks bad things happen to good. Yeah, it does, man. And this shirt is from the Lucent Painted Death by Michael the Man Bancroft. What a legend, dude. He did such a good job on Lucent 1. I'm very excited to read Lucent 2. Tim Allen says there's a YouTuber called Stale Cracker that cooks them up, as well as gators, hogshead cheese, crawfish boil, blue claw crab boils, and jambalaya in large kettles. Sorry guys, I'm not from the South. I don't know all these nonsense terms. All right, let's see here. Yes. Oh yeah. There were groups of people coming together to make sure that lawyers and other important people, to make sure that the government didn't try to come in and do a land grab, which people were trying to do. There was talks about it. And that whole area, like they haven't done demolition. They haven't started rebuilding. Last I checked, they rerouted traffic to go around Lahaina now. It's really something, man. They basically made it so you can't really go in there unless you break in, which nobody has. Definitely not me back then. All right, lock and load, partner. Yeah, that's something too. Oh yeah, so after the fire, there were gangs in the next couple of days who were stealing. They are breaking into homes where people were forced to evacuate and stealing stuff. And then they also burned down a few more buildings. Pretty suspicious nonsense. There's footage of it. It's not even a question. And plus I saw a building one day that was gone the next day, and it was definitely intentional. To the family, tell the damn real estate agent to go away and stop calling. Pretty much, man. Breaking heart. Yep. Like I said, different levels of loss. My grandma, in some ways, is very grateful. A lot of families found themselves without a home. A lot of families, a lot of parents found themselves without kids. Like one family I know, 6 people, including 2 or 3 children, gone. All gone. Never found. All burned. Let's see. Sorry to the innocent locals of Maui. Sign of the times we are trying to live within. With love and prayers on your behalf from Cape Town. Well, that's very nice. Thank you, David. Somebody needs to save that Volkswagen. Yeah, I bet you anything he's talking about that's Volkswagen Bug, like that old Volkswagen Bug that I walked by over and over again. Oh, jeez. All right, then we got Flip the Chimp. I like that name. Go back to the USA, Howleys. Okay, story time. So, what does Howley mean? Chat, you guys can answer if you know. Yeah. Michael Bancroft is a white pillar. Sounds like a weird racial term, but it's all good. You need to watch Stale Cracker. I'll take a look, I promise. Let's see. You folks need to do a class action lawsuit against the US for geoengineering the weather. I don't know enough about that. I know we can do some things with the weather. I don't really know the extent of it. That's not really okay. So the Hawaiian term haole means visitor. Technically, it really means white folk. That's what it means. And Tim's right. But I found out from my grandpa the real definition that even most Hawaiians don't know. And it refers to you are a visitor with an open hand, meaning an empty hand, meaning we don't give you anything, as in you are not welcome. You're not just a visitor, because a visitor could be a good thing. You are a visitor with an open palm. You have nothing in your hand. You are not welcome here. We do not give you anything to welcome you to this place, and we wish you were not here. That is what Howley really means. That's the real cut to the heart of it, historical, cultural definition of it. Let's see. I love how you spell it, Justin. I love it. Yeah, no, all correct in a small way. I love it, guys. Prayer hands, you have a gorgeous home. Oh yeah, that dude 8223. Yeah, that my grandmother's home and the fruit stand in front have ended up in books, pictures of Hawaii without permission, just frequently. Like my dad brought me back a book one time when I didn't go, and I was flipping through. I'm like, son of a gun, this is Cat and Wayne's fruit stand in this book. Why? I see the rocks. I know those rocks. What are you doing here? Oh yeah, then we get into this whole thing. Let's see what we got here. You're welcome. It is nicer than anything I have, but all I have bought and paid for. Yep, nope, someone worked hard for their home. I appreciate that. Grandma needs a wheelchair. A wheelchair probably would not have worked. There were downed power lines. We had to climb and go up steps. It was not an easy thing. Also, do not sell, make the developers expose themselves. Yes. Do not sell by Cutback. Regarding cleaning jewelry, they say baking soda on YouTube 100 uses for baking. Yep, nope, thank you, C. Jiwo from New Zealand? Oh yeah, New Zealand. Yeah, no, I cleaned some of it, but it was never going to come all the way clean with the tools that we had. You basically have to scrub it, like rough scrub it clean, and then maybe sand it down and then refinish it. It was kind of the only way. And so like it wouldn't even be worth what it was worth at the time, if that makes sense. It's no longer worth what the design and the jewelry and the age and when it was made. It's just worth the weight of the metal and the jewels at this point. All right, let's see. White folk, Callie. What about visitors with hairy palms? Herman, you seem like a hairy guy. Do you have hairy palms? Yeah, they don't have a lot of body hair, man. It's something true, and it works out because I also don't have a lot of body hair. It's pretty good. Oh, interesting. I was a bit off then. No, Justin, you weren't off. You were close enough. Because even Hawaiians don't know the real like deep cut definition that I shared with you guys here. Most don't, anyway. I'm a damn Yankee, says Tim Allen. Oh, good night, Justin. Thank you so much for coming by, man. God bless you. I really appreciate it, man. You and your wife have a good time. And read The Wheel of Time, because I want to hear what you think. 10 years later, he might. All right. Night boss, man. All right, let's see. Yep, nope. Cleaning drill. Judgment Day is coming. Repent, obey. Yeah, yep. Nope, I saw that. And y'all remember in the Bible when it said we would not know, no one would be able to predict the second coming of Jesus? Yeah, I'm going to just leave that there. Very sweet looking after your grandma. Try not to make her walk. Stress, worry, heartbreak, then the walk. No, kids. Do not treat elders with respect. I, whom is older than your mother, were taught respect about elders with wisdom, then lucky to be at that age. You kind of need to work on that. Kids today need a wake-up call. All right, so I'm way younger than her, so I'll let her whole calling like a 29-year-old, 30-year-old a kid, I'll let that slip. That's not the problem. I completely would agree. Let me read my comment from a year ago. I completely agree with you, but I'm afraid you do not know my grandmother the way that I do. I couldn't keep her from coming, even if I tried. I have carried her on more than one occasion when she overstretched or overreached. But I agree with the sentiment. Kids should treat their elders with respect, as I do, and I'm sure you do as well. Yeah, no, my grandmother is a force of nature. She used to for like 8 years. She carried a 50-pound solid block of ice up 40 steps every 2 weeks. Steps of wood and stone, uneven steps. In her 70s, she did this because she wouldn't buy a new refrigerator and had an ice box instead. That's what she was doing. Yeah, no, she's hardcore, and she's starting to get there in her older age. But I'll heart my own comment because I'm special that way. But yeah, you don't make grandma walk not proper. You guys don't understand, man. I couldn't have kept her from going. Yeah, I couldn't have kept her from going. I offered. I gave her every opportunity. I even helped carry her part of the way one day. But she would not be left alone. Not like that. Yep. So moving on from that. Yep. She lives as actively as she can, even now. Praying for Lahaina Maui. So sorry. Ripe for evil development. Yep. Blessings. Lucky you are in this wonderful house. What more? What do you need more? At the time, they had turned off our water still. They had convinced people in Honokohau Valley, where my grandma lives, to turn off their water. Or no, to get on state water instead of just borrowing from the river, which the island was stealing from to provide water for the rest of the island anyway. So instead of relying on the river, the people in Lahaina just didn't have water the year after the state made them switch. It was a load of nonsense. And yeah, so we had no fresh water. We couldn't shower. We couldn't drink. Couldn't water the plants. Couldn't do any fire prevention. It was a really, really bad time. And they're like, and we talked to the assistant of the governor's wife about it. And they said, okay, we're going to get water out there right away. 2 weeks later, they did get water out there. Yeah, no, there's so much to go over. Glad you and your family are okay. I pray your community endures through this turmoil. Thank you. And RH Snow, even way back then. Thank you for bringing this news, Kahuna. Heart, courage. Of course, Snow. You've always been such a blessing in this space. I've always appreciated it. And here we have Animation Overload. Glad to hear you guys are safe. Prayers and love. Thank you, Animation. And Evele Music, what a nightmare. Thanks for taking the time for this up close coverage. Prayers for all those affected, and we are glad you have the Lord to lean on. Can't imagine how the faithless are dealing with this. Very poorly, most of them. I had to help one woman who was just having a panic attack, just couldn't figure out what to do. So I physically picked her up, put her in the car. I'm like, okay, come on, we're going over here. We're gonna get you what you need, and then you'll tell me where to go. We're gonna figure it out. So I took her there, and she finally got her to calm down. It was okay. Do your thing, fireproof box. Yeah, thank God for that fireproof box, because most of her important life documents, about her will, what she owns, her property, all her important paperwork was in that fireproof box. And because it was fire resistant enough, some of those papers were recoverable. At least the information was. And so we were able to gather a lot of it, which was such a blessing. It could have gone so sideways. Because her dementia was setting in pretty good already at that time. It's worse now. But yeah, no, thank God that we were able to recover some of that. Sorry to hear about the fire. Best wishes, friend. Thank you, Eric. All right. Now let's see. Yep, and that's the thing too. There were stations set up for people were smuggling supplies over because they weren't allowing companies that were being given aid, like any of the companies like the big charities that were being given money, like Red Cross and a couple others. They were not bringing the supplies over for a week and a half to week and a half. They did not bring that stuff over. What they did was they were withholding because the government wouldn't have reimbursed them for their charity at that time. That's why there were trucks full of stuff. Trucks full of supplies to people who were starving and dying I know a woman, she was a hardworking woman, like nice liberal woman living over there, living in her own house, and she came to the supply area just looking for pillows because she had like 13 people with kids living in her tiny little like 1,000 square foot like condo. That's how people were being so giving of themselves. We brought supplies, we brought clothing because people did not have clothing. They like some people lost every physical possession they owned. So we brought clothing. We helped people smuggle food over to the other side. The woman who was running the vet, like the woman and her like one woman called her sister from Alaska. She was working for the Pound or whatever you call the official like state run version over here. She was working for the Pound, and they said, "Oh, well, we're not going to get our funding," and the government says no, so we can't go help with any of the pet stuff. And she's like, "Nope, I'm going to take supplies." She's like, "No," they said no. So she went independently, got fired for this, went to a bunch of different pet supply places. They gave her stuff privately, and she smuggled it over there before the cops were keeping people from going in general. And yeah, there were a whole bunch of firefighters, almost all the firefighters over there who were volunteering and helping with supplies and helping solve emergency problems over there. Most of them were from out of state or off of island. They were all volunteers, some of which were like some of them live here in Washington. And they were like they said you have vacation time but you cannot go over there. And they did anyway. Fucking heroes. But yeah, man. Yep. Nope. Tim, you're off. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by, man. May the mead be with you. Always. Ba 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 la 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 la. But it is getting to that time of night, guys. And so there are comments in other videos, but I've read through every single comment on my most viewed video of all time on this channel. So guys, I think I may stop it here. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below. But after that, we'll probably call it there. Let's see. I'll stop sharing screen for just a second. There we go. Also, let's turn this into a more pleasant color. Let's see. I'm feeling blue. Let's see. This thing is so touchy. It doesn't like to work. Let's see. There we go. But yeah, let me see. I'll might pull up another video real quick. But yeah, no. If you guys have any questions, drop them down below, and when I'm done, we can't. And if you drop any, I'll answer them. And after that, we're probably going to call it. Let's see. Go back to a year ago. A year. Wow, there's a lot of videos on here. Let's see. Let's see here. Line of fire disaster day 2. How about this one? Yeah. You're protected from the lasers. That I am. I got my blue shield. Oh wow, yeah. People talking about that. I forgot about that. World Economic Forum and their plans for Lahaina specifically. The fire also stopped before it got to the resort, many of the resort areas of like Kanapali and such, like all the resort areas, like so only like the antique part of town really went down and burned, and like the industrial part run by locals. Oh, it was such a load of nonsense. Oh yeah, no, people were sending love from all over the world with these videos. It's really quite something. Yeah, and the internet that was being provided over there, people weren't really allowed to be sent, like they were being prevented from sending information out at the time. I taught a friend of mine who had a lot of family members go missing that I won't out them. They said that their cousin was working in the morgue, and when at the time they were reporting no losses, not one, and then like the next day they were reported 12, and it was already like the morgue had been filled up days and days and days ago. It was all lies and nonsense. And also, like, people from the other islands were sending supplies, but they weren't allowed to come into port because they didn't have the proper paperwork and they needed to look through all the supplies. And so those people sailed around to the other side, and a local rent out in his boat and would bring the supplies in so they wouldn't get arrested or taken out by the Coast Guard. And so that's what they were doing, man. This is a good line. Let me see.
His shield broke beneath the lightning bolts as the bitter end drew near.
Yeah, AC, I need to do another live reading here. It's one of these nights. I've just been so busy with the kids. Oh, yep, and someone on this video, they lost their home on Front Street. That is something, like, even now, like, every time we go, my dad and I were just like we didn't, like, I grew up there a little bit. I didn't really grow up there. My grandma, she's been there since the 1960s, early 60s. She remembered back when it was still a town that was like its primary thing that was sugarcane. They would drop ash because of how much they burned. Because how sugarcane works is you have to burn the fields and then collect the sugar afterwards. And so they had what they called Lahaina snow, which was just ash that would fall periodically because of how often they had to burn the substantial, ever-present sugarcane fields. But yeah, something that was so fundamental. Like every time I went there, because we would almost, whenever we were on Maui, we would go to my grandma's house, and we had like a certain way we'd typically go. The first real stop I would make, if it wasn't Costco to get like food and supplies, would always be Front Street Lahaina. All the ice cream shops, the gelato shops, the little secret hidden shops. Bubba Gump's shrimp shop was there. The banyan tree. Oh yeah, the banyan tree is going to recover, they say. The tree survived the fire. What a chat. Like, I need a video for that. Let's see.
Based.
Son of a bitch.
But yeah, man. Guys, I think we're gonna call it there for the night. Thank you to everyone who came out. Thank you for your fun conversation and your chats and comments and questions. I really appreciate you guys all coming out. This was kind of a last minute thing. I've had this video planned for a while, and I decided I have time tonight. I'll just pop in and do it. I prefer to plan these things out a little bit better. But thank you guys so much for coming. Have a good night. May the force be with you.